Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 10 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the last video, we were able to finish our kitchen right here, and then we added some curtain walls or our windows. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to level 1 and double check everything. So we have our windows right here, and I think everything is good. I think right now is the good time to go to our second floor. So, so let's select level 2, double click on that, and we have our level 2 right here. Um, as you can see, we can still see the underlay for the base level 1. So for uh, for us to continue, usually I would just leave it right now so that we could visualize the layout for our level 2 here as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on right here on our exterior wall, and we'll be able to type in CS to create similar. So that's one of the reason why I like my underlane to be turned on, so that I'll be able to add all of this instantly, because we already have all this um, different walls and our furniture's already added. So might as well just leave it like that. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on C1. So we're gonna start from there. This will be from going to level 3. So level 2 is the base, and going to level 3. C1, going to C2, going down right here. Actually, we could just push it forward a little bit, so we could add in up to C3, and then going down to D3, and then going across here to D4. So right here, we just need to select D4, and then going all the way down up to here. I like to have separation of design here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to G4. So I'm gonna click it here, and then I'm gonna create a bulge right here. So around 500. And then I'm going to go all the way down. So similar to right here. I want to hit at least over the H grid line. So I'm going to go 4200 from here. And then after that, we're going to go around, I like putting around 2200, and then going back right here to our intersection of H, but we're gonna go over that around 1200, and then we're gonna go across again. This will be 1000, and then going back to H grid line, going across here, and then I'm going to go onto our H grid line from the third vertical number 3 line, and then we're going to go across here to I1, and then finishing off and closing it off at C1 again. So that's our exterior wall from here. Now we're gonna select our interior wall from the underlay base level, CS on that again, But right now, we're gonna start off at E1, and we're gonna create this wall right here, going to E3, and then closing it off right here. So that's one of the room right there. And then here, we can start off going right here in the midpoint. What I want to do is just add first the wall. So I'm going to add the wall. And then this wall, I want it to be referencing E grid line. And that grid line, I want it to be around 2400 so that this is perfect. So just exactly where I want it to be. So that's 2400 from this grid line. So that's perfect. I just want to close it off. I want to use F grid line and then close it off right there. So TR, trim and extend. So that's closed off. I'm happy with that. And then after that, we're gonna add in another interior wall. Let's go to our G grid line, and then we can go right here, going down, connected onto this wall. So let's just connect it onto this wall, and then after that, we could just connect this or close this off. So from G3 to G1, let's close that off. And then we have our closed area right here. So I just need to recreate this one as well. And then we have also our stairs onto this side. And then we could close this off as well. I want to close this off. I want it to be at least give it some space around 2300 and then close it off right here. So now that's done, I think it's better for me to turn it off first. So once we turn it off, we can see how this one looks. Although this one is still all the way here, I'm not sure how come it's still showing, but we'll deal with that later on. But at least you can see that all the closed area that we have, and it's going to be easier for us to see once we add doors as well. So I want to turn on and off this underlay because we already have some doors that we already included, and it's easy for me to just select that CS, and then here I'm going to add the door. So with the rotation, I'm gonna space bar right here, and then after that, space bar right here, add that one there. We're going to open this one right here. I'm going to add something right here, a door, and then actually we're going to add another wall right here. So we're going to extend this one and then add a door again, going to this, and then we're going to add another door onto this one. This will be another bedroom. So we have 3 bedrooms, and then we have some family room right here that we could use. So because we have a sofa here, might as well add the same sofa, and then we could just add it on this side now, and then some chairs as well. I want to make it 45 degrees, so I'm going to just add it like that. And as you can see, this one looks nice like that. We can even extend this one so that we have a nice or a better look. So duplicate this, and then with the width, I'm going to make it 3000, and as you can see, it looks nice like that. Just perfect on that location. And then might as well add some side table. There we go. And then added some lighting there as well. I want to add this lighting as well right here. So okay, let's add this kind of lighting here as well to make it look nice, and then space it out properly to the wall. And then we could just add an entertainment system right here, and then add this one as well. So once we turn it off, once we added everything that we need, we can turn everything off, and then we'll be able to see much better what we have. Here I'm going to add this one. This is the washroom right here. And then we need to add another wall. So interior wall right about here. I want to add a wall right here, closing this one. So just giving some opening. So, and then we could just add something like that right there. And then same goes. Let's add something like that right there. We could extend this depending on how we need it to be. So we could just extend. So, and then we could copy this one right here because it's the same size. And then here we could extend this one. So, but it's better to just add it right now. And then here as well, interior wall, we could add right here, and then add the same thing as what we have on the other side. So we could extend this one depending on what we need. We could delete this first because it's easier to add this one anyway. So delete all the sections, and then we could add this one as well. So this is a perfect size right here. So this is around 1800, and then this one is 1800 as well. So you could just make that one 1800, and depending on what your design is, you can extend that. Even right here, might as well put it as 1800. We don't need to make it too big. But because this is the main one, we could just leave it, or we could just change this one. So 2000. So we can edit this, duplicate, and then change this to 2000 for the depth. So now we could just move it to the corner so that everything looks nice. And then I'm gonna grab this one as well. And because this is the main one, I want to add a double sink here. So double vanity is the way to go here. And then add this one. And I think we've added everything that we need onto this area. What I want to add is just the sink right now. Double sink on that, and then sink right here, and then sink onto this area. I will also want to get this one as well. I think it's much better if we could get this one, but the thing is it is custom to this area. As you can see, if we copy that and add it here, it's something that we can get away with. So this is just generic, and we could just move it right here to this area, and then we can add it onto that. And then we have our sink right there. So just move it a little bit. You can extend this one depending on what you need. We could just copy this one as well and do it on the other side. You can rotate it so that it looks much better in terms of spacing. I think that's good enough, and then we could just nudge this one in place as well. And then in terms of spacing, that's up to you if you want to extend everything else. So I'm gonna copy this again and then add it onto this location and then extend it. And of course we need to add another void here so that everything follows through and everything is showing. So that's something that we could add later on, but I just want to align this one as well so that everything is aligned properly. So now I think I don't need to add anything here anymore. And then we could just turn this off so that you guys don't get confused. So it's much better to see. So now this is an open area. So what I want to do is to just give this one, I'm just going to add, instead of this one railing, I'm gonna sketch a pad. I'm gonna sketch it right here, and then I'm just gonna delete the walls right here so that at least I know where to put the opening. So at least once they come up here, they could still see people in the living area. And then we could use this one. I think this one shouldn't be showing, but for some reason maybe the height is too high and it's still showing. So I'm just gonna hide this on this level. It's still gonna be shown on level 1, but it's just showing too much right here. I think the view range is kind of off on that. And then here, I think we copied it onto this part. I believe you cannot pull it up, so I'm gonna double check that. So might as well show this one. This one is not showing anything, so I'm going to go back here, flip it so that we could show on this side. This one, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it up instead. so that we don't need to redo that. It's just the same thing we're trying to do. Although the void form is the one that we need to really create. And then here I just need to flip this one and then move it upwards. Something like that. And then go back here and then just flip it. There we go. I think that's good enough. I'm happy with that. And now it's showing right here onto our second floor. We could delete this one again and then show all of this. I want to add some furniture, so the bed. So furniture, bed, I'm gonna use this one. CM, I'm gonna use the queen instead, and then move it like that. We could put this one right here. I want to flip this one. I think this is much better. And then here, where this one is, will be our main bedroom, or our master's bedroom. I'm going to add that. So we're going to stop here for now and continue on the next video. Thank you for watching and hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.